Okay, good morning everybody, it's Mike, and thanks for joining us this morning. Hey, did you think that prospecting meant cold calling? You know what I mean? Like locking yourself in a room, dialing number after number, grinding it out, hours every day, talking to people that don't want to talk to you, that are hostile, mean, hang up on you, that are dismissive and insulting. Is that what you think prospecting is? And when you hear me talk about it, do you think that's what I'm talking about? Well, you couldn't be more wrong. I will acknowledge that phone prospecting can be an effective, productive tool to grow an agent's business. It's not the only way to do it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to contend that some people shouldn't ever do it at all. I know agent after agent, productive agent, I can just name you dozens and dozens of them that I know all over the country that have never made a cold call in their life, and they're never going to, and they still run very productive businesses. So if you shy away from prospecting, or what I prefer to call marketing, why? Because everybody seems to think that prospecting is cold calling. It's not, folks, and I'm out to prove it to you this week. So yesterday we talked about using Facebook targeted ads as another way of marketing yourself. And you know, the key concept there, just to tag back on it for a second, is that your ads don't have to look like ads. They should speak to your targeted audience, what their SMIQ is, what their single most important question is. For your peeps, the people that you say you want to help buy and sell homes this year, what are their worries, fears, and anxieties? And speak to that. You don't have to tell them you're the greatest real estate agent in the world. Folks, they get it. I'm Mike with Century 21. What the hell do people think I do for a living, right? They get it. I don't have to keep pounding on them that I'm the greatest real estate agent and I can help them when they're ready to buy or sell a home. That's salesy by nature. Your ad can be more helpful and lifestyle oriented. But I want to move on today, and I want to go a completely different direction. I want to discuss FaceTime. And I do not mean the Apple product FaceTime. I mean you face to face with your customers. Sure, it takes a lot of time. Sure, it's hard to pull off. Sure, it's hard to get FaceTime with each of you, the people in your targeted audience. I get it. I also get this, that there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that is more impactful than you being face to face with people you want to do business with, your customers. Nothing beats that. Calls, emails, text, Facebook ads, social media, it doesn't matter. Nothing beats your live interaction with your peeps. So what I want to do this morning with the time I have with you remaining is I want to give you a dozen or more different ideas that either I have used or I have watched other agents use with great success. Some of these will require a little bit of expense. For those of you that are spending thousands of dollars on Zillow to buy internet buyer leads, pay attention, because I'm not talking about thousands. I'm talking about hundreds at most. Okay? Some of it's going to require a little spend. Most of it won't require anything at all. It will require you and your interaction with your group of peeps. So let's dive in. I've jotted down just the top dozen that came to my mind. There's so many more. And the key thing to this is I'm interested to work with you to find out what unique creative ideas you might have that you could implement with your peeps. You ready? Let's just jump right in. In no particular order, just as they came into my brain this morning. Sports activity, kickball, road race, volleyball tournaments, neighborhood to neighborhood competitions. A ton of fun. And for those of you that are working multiple neighborhoods, can't recommend it highly enough. For those of you working big neighborhoods where they have multiple sections that are named to the section. Hey, a volleyball, kickball, softball tournament competition between those sections within the neighborhood or between multiple neighborhoods is fun. It's a lot of fun. It brings out the competitiveness in almost everybody that has a competitive spirit, and you are the organizer and sponsor. Movie night on the lawn. I've seen this. You get the inflatable screen. You show a family-oriented movie on the screen. Maybe you have a popcorn machine out there too. People come, they bring their families, they spread a blanket. As we wind down the summer and early fall months, a great thing to do. Friday night open houses. This is an extravaganza. Maybe you even pull it through to the whole neighborhood, but it's more than an open house. It's a community gathering. So you have a little bit of refreshments, maybe some wine and cheese trays there, and you make a thing out of it. And people pop in for 10 to 15 minutes on their way out to dinner Friday night. And maybe you carry that all the way through the weekend, so it's just not a Sunday 2 to 5 open house. Which, my gosh, are we just bored to tears with that stuff? Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, it's a weekend extravaganza. When there's a big movie out, a popular movie, especially during the holiday season, make a deal with your local theater and sponsor a matinee at the movies. If you will guarantee a certain number of seats, they will create a special showing for you at a special discounted price. Then invite your people to come and attend the movie. Maybe it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And then before the movie starts, you stand up in front of the screen and welcome them all, thank them for coming. And then as the movie's over, you stand at the exit and shake their hand and thank them for coming again. A car wash. I was just talking to one of our agents yesterday, and she was talking about how expensive it is for her son to play Little League football. And I was thinking, well, I know I haven't personally done this, but a friend of mine did in another state, and she continues to do it every year because it works so well for her. She gets the kids on the team to wash the cars. And for every car that they wash, she donates a certain amount of money to their equipment fund. So let's say that it's $10 a car. Kids, for every car you wash, $10, $15, $20, whatever it is, goes towards the cost of your uniforms this fall. And then she invites everybody in her target audience to come to the car wash to support the Little League ball team. For you, maybe, maybe not. Let's keep going on ideas. End of season pool party. Virtually every community pool in Atlanta, there'll be some exceptions, but most of them will be closing for the season on Labor Day weekend. That's it. It's shut down until next spring. Why don't you help make that an event? Food truck, ice cream truck, your banner or tent out there, you down there, handing out the ice cream to the kids or working the food truck with your branded clothing, with your signage, and help making an event. Don't like that? Well, let's keep going. One of our agents, this is just so creative, and I think that maybe this isn't for you, but you could come up with your own variation of it. But those of you that know Shelly Davis, Shelly organizes bicycle caroling in her neighborhood, where at Christmas time, hey, everybody meet in my cul-de-sac on bikes, and we're going to ride around and sing Christmas carols on the bikes. What a great family activity. How can you not like Shelly for trying to organize something like that? One of the best ideas I've seen recently is you contact a document shredding company, and they send a truck out. And I like to do this here at our office. They just put the truck in the parking lot, and people that have private documents that they no longer need to keep on hand, like tax returns from 10 years ago, that type of thing, right? You want to keep those for at least 3 years, but you don't need to keep them going back forever. And those bank statements and all those old documents that you don't want to throw in the trash. Well, you bring them down to the shredding truck, and they shred them for you. And then expand on that a little bit. Could you have signage there, a tent, a banner? Could you have a food truck or an ice cream truck, or could you have a little refreshment area? Could you make it an event for your peeps? It's an idea. Having ongoing, I'm going to give all the credit in the world to the Maxwells, Philip and Leanne. I'm going to steal their idea and share it with you. A home repair educational series that you host and conduct. Could you do that? Could you organize a tour of homes around the holiday and sponsor that? How about Christmas tree recycling towards the end of the year? How about a pumpkin truck where people just pull it up in the neighborhood? People come up and get their own pumpkin. They don't have to drive around the city. Could any of these things work for you, or other ideas that we haven't gone into this morning? I guess I want to finish with this. What creative ideas do you have? And what could you do with your group of peeps? And what would happen if you did? If you actually started interacting with these people, might they start to feel like they know you and like you a little bit? And who do people do business with? People they know and they like and they trust. Here's the only thing that's missing. Us, folks, us. And we have to go out there and make it happen today.